Before we jump into the review, I just want to give a quick shout out to Blue is Cool 101 and Big Ironhide Muscles 3 for becoming Patreon members. I appreciate the support. Now let's get right into the review. What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So, a bit of something a little different and out of left field. Energon Deluxe Class Slugslinger from about 2004. I wanted to talk about this guy. So I got him in about a month ago now, like 3 weeks ago or something. Got him on Mercari, and I was like, why not? I've never had the figure before. He looks pretty cool, and he is cool. So this is like his dual cockpit Cybertronian jet mode. It's a reference to obviously his G1 jet mode. They're very similar, but just obviously different details and colors. And I do really like this. It's probably one of my favorite Cybertronian jet designs. Yep, I said it. Probably one of my favorites next to the Tetra jets. The back, you got some thrusters back there. You got his head, which is kind of cleverly hidden, I guess. It just looks like the design of the back rather than the head sticking out. So I'll give them that, but if you obviously know the character, you can tell it's just the head sticking right there. But there's the bottom of the jet mode. You also have landing gear, which is kind of gone these days with deluxe class jets, so very nice to see. I mean, nothing's painted, nothing's rollable, but still nice that they included that. That was pretty much the norm back then with even deluxe class jets, you know, on a $10 figure, which is pretty amazing. And obviously these four do retract into their respected places, like that and like that. And my cat is messing around with a box in my room while I'm doing the video, yay. But there's that clean look without the landing gear. I can't remember if he came with one of those, what are they called, Energon stars or whatever, but you do have the hole right there to port it in. Nice little Decepticon logo engraved in there and painted silver. A lot of nice different paint on here with the orange, the metallic bright blue, the dark blue, the black. Just a lot of different colors and details going on with this thing that look really amazing in my opinion. Kitty, come on kitty, stop it. But yeah, this is a fantastic jet mode. You got a gun right here in between what would be his robot legs. No dirty jokes in the comments, guys. Come on. It does fire. It's kind of hard to reach in there to fire the missile in jet mode. Let me see if I could get it. The peg to press for the missile to fire is like super tiny. It kind of blends in with the gun. So, yeah, it's all the way up in there. So yeah, you cannot really fire it easily in jet mode, which is kind of unfortunate if you know you're a little kid trying to play with this thing. But if you're a collector, it's like, man, who cares? But yeah, I love this jet mode. Now, for scaling, here is the new Legacy Cybertron Tetra Jet Starscream. So it's basically sort of Voyager class size now, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But this definitely does feel a little bit heftier. So it's pretty much just a deluxe class jet size. It's just the width that makes it seem like a Voyager size when you compare it next to this Voyager Starscream here. But pretty cool. These Unicron Trilogy jets don't get any better than this. Now, the transformation for this bad boy is surprisingly very complex, especially for a Unicron Trilogy figure, an Energon figure. Usually these guys were not complex, especially back then, but he kind of is. He reminds me a lot of a deluxe class movie figure transformation from back then. It's kind of crazy, but I do actually kind of like this transformation. So I guess we'll just start off by untabbing this section right here, and untabbing this whole piece and section of the jet. It's like a very hard friction tab right there. And then you untab this section out, and you untab it from the base right here as well. A lot of hinges on this figure, a lot of hinges. It's kind of crazy. And then you just angle this out, flip it, and then tab it in again. A little confusing, but you'll get the hang of it after transforming it a couple times. Tab that back in, angle the wings upward. What you're going to do is you're going to hinge these gun wings up on the gray piece, And then if you want, I just like to hinge them down like that. You could hinge them up or whatever, however you want to do it. I just prefer it that way. And then do the same thing on this arm. Alright, ton of hinges. Flip that around, tab it in, tab this shoulder section in there, like that. Flip the wings up, and I just totally rotate it the wrong way. There we go. And then take the gun wings, angle that up and around, like so. Take the headpiece. You're gonna flip this out, untabbing it. You're gonna rotate the head crest section up, and you're just gonna leave that there. You're gonna take his missile launcher here, flip it out, angle it up, and then just leave it there. And then you'll take the head apparatus and just swing it back in. And this is all just gonna tab. Oh, before you do that, before you swing it in, you gotta angle the neck section down, and it's gonna tab in. There's holes right there, ports there. Just tabs in. A little hard to line up on camera, but there you go. And then you swing it back in. Now for the legs, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna swing that around, flip the feet out, and all these hinges right here, they're just gonna accordion in and tab together to form the midsection and the crotch. And then, oh, gotta do the same thing on this leg. Flip that down, rotate the foot out, and then you just angle that in and tab it in to finish everything up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, a little bit dynamic there for the transformation with all the hinges and different stuff you gotta flip and rotate around. But other than that, it's a very, very cool transformation and kind of simple once you get the hang of it. And it makes for a really dynamic looking Decepticon. I really do like the design of this guy a lot. I think he's probably one of the better looking Unicron Trilogy Decepticons, and especially from Energon. I mean, I love pretty much every single Unicron Trilogy design, but there's just something about the way the wings sprawl out on the shoulders, the wing cannons on his forearms. I am a sucker for shoulder cannons as well, so this big cannon on his shoulder right here is just fantastic. It's on a couple different hinges, one right here and one at the base, so you could accordion it back if you want, or angle it like how I like to do it right there. And to fire it, there's a little gray port right there, very tiny, and it fires. Let me demonstrate. Come on. It's kind of hard to press the button because of how tiny and hard it is. Come on. There we go. It fires. And there's the look at the missile. Not too shabby looking. Just plugs right back in. There we go. There's a look at the back of the robot mode. Some nice sculpted details on the back still as well. And not a whole lot of new details. I mean, everything just sort of aligns in a different place to form the robot mode. But the head sculpt is new. Let's get a look at that head sculpt. Look at that. The light piping, it kind of works. Let me try and get the light up in there. Yeah, that light piping works. The head sculpt, especially like the facial expression, it kind of reminds me of RAD 2001 Skybyte's Voyager figure from back in 2001. With that sort of weird, like, grinning face thing right there. It looks a little weird, I'll admit. It's not the greatest, but still kind of nice and dynamic, if you ask me. I love the asymmetry of the head sculpt as well, with this side compared to that side. You know, the goggle eyes, the bit droopiness right there on that side. Very cool. I love this head sculpt with the metallic blue paint and the silver paint for the face. It just looks really nice. In terms of articulation, the head just rotates. You got rotation at the shoulder. You could use this joint if you want, but it kind of just flops down. You do have a proper outward shoulder joint right there. And the wings do get out of the way. They're on separate swivel joints. This little wing is on a swivel joint. And the big wing is on a swivel joint. And then this piece of the wing can angle in and out however you want it to. But yeah, you got outwards shoulder for that much. You got upper bicep swivel, about 90 degrees of bend there. No wrist swivel. And then for the waist, you get no waist swivel. Hips, that far forward, that far back. Pretty good amount as well. You get lower thigh cut, and you also get a little bit of rotation out of the ball joint there. You get about 90 degrees of bend there for the knee. And of course, you can move the feet down, but not up. My main issue with this robot mode, though, is the way the landing gear is. It folds inside of the arm there, so it makes the arms jut out more than they should. I mean, you can kind of go around that with just flipping these out for robot mode and sort of having it like that so the arms can go in more. There's the difference. But I don't know, something about that just makes it just as clunky when you're trying to pose them around, having this big thing jutting out from the inner part of the arm there. So I don't know, that's the most annoying part of the figure, and especially the robot mode for me. So yeah, that kind of does suck. But for comparison, let's bring in a fellow Deluxe class Cybertronian jet. I forgot about this guy. This is also one of my other favorite Cybertronian jet designs. Sideways. So there's that. I know he's sort of a hard to get figure. Let's do one that's a bit more accessible. Why not? Let's bring in Cybertron Starscream. For Voyager class, there's that. So yeah, typical Deluxe class height, even though this is a 20-year-old Deluxe class. So yeah, cannot beat these Unicron Trilogy Decepticon Cybertronian jet designs. These are some good-looking Decepticons right here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Slugslinger. He's a pretty good figure, still holds up to today, you know, just a couple little outdated engineering parts with the articulation and the landing gear and the inner part of the arm there messing up stuff, but other than that, I think he still holds up to today's standards and is still a great Deluxe class figure. If you guys can find him for around 20, 25, 30 bucks, I would definitely pick him up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what do y'all think about this Energon Slugslinger figure right here. All my social medias are linked down below. My email is also linked down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, or if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to subscribe to my new Patreon link down below. It's got tons of exclusive content that you won't see here on YouTube or anywhere else, such as exclusive stop motions, Transformers photography. You guys get 1 week access before everybody else here on YouTube to my stop motion films. You guys get Discord access behind the scenes of projects I'm working on, such as photography, dioramas, stop motions, videos. So if you guys want to help support me and help support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!